It's time, and we are happy to welcome on and get the update on what is going to be potentially changing for the Royals and their plans. From Northland City Councilman out of the 1st District, Nathan Willett is here on KCMO for this exclusive breaking news. Nathan, good morning. What can you share with us, my man?
Hey, good morning, Pete. Thanks for having me on. And I can share a little bit of an update and the direction that the Royals have said that they're probably going to go. So there's been a lot of talk and conversations, town halls hosted, as you know, and the big conversation here of late, and you've heard the mayor talk about it, I've mentioned it, and a couple other colleagues have brought it to attention about the street of Oak, meaning it's a big artery within downtown Kansas City, and the current proposal has their development going over Oak. And it's my understanding that they're going to be looking into not vacating Oak and updating their development plan.
Okay, so this would mean the east side of the Royals development plan, which does, as you note, overtake Oak and portions east of Oak, that is no longer going to happen. So is that development plan going to be shifted within that area of the crossroads, or are they not going to have that portion of the development?
So what I understand is they're just going to be focusing on this solely on the stadium right now, which is good because I think the big, Oak is such a main portion of Kansas City. You have three government buildings on there. You have City Hall, you have Jackson County Courthouse, you have the FBI building, and there's a whole slew of small businesses located on that corridor down. And that keeping that open is huge. It's what the community has said. And I think it's pretty responsive to the feedback, and I'm happy that the Royals have listened to that.
Okay, so the Royals are planning to not they're looking to not vacate Oak Street. They're going to update their stadium plans. And what does that mean when it comes to the Royals, their announcement around this? What should we be expecting? What is a timeline on something coming out from the team on what exactly these new plans are going to look like?
I think I can't speak to the new plans, but I think that what it means is that they're solely focused on the stadium. So the hotel, the corporate office, all that other stuff that's on the east side of Oak, that would be decided later on. But right now, it's strictly focused on the stadium, as I understand it.
Okay, so with this plan, then this is really just about the stadium. Then they're making this just about the stadium. And the stadium will not cross over the east side of Oak Street. So that's how they want the voter in Jackson County to look at this now, simply being the stadium, which will remain west of Oak, basically the old Kansas City Star printing press building.
Yes, and as I want you to understand, and the listeners out there, Oak Street currently is 6 lanes, so they can still cut into it. And it only has 1 lane going north and 1 lane going south. There's a lot of traffic calming piers and parking on the street. So you can still cut into Oak a little bit to still, make sure that the ballpark needs are met, but it will not, I think they can do it without crossing Oak. And that's been something that I think could definitely help inform voters as they go in on Tuesday. And like I said, I'm a Northlander. I'm not going to tell people how to vote on this in Jackson County. That's the decision for the taxpayers down here. But what I'm here to do as a council person is make sure that we minimize the impact on businesses and support the folks along that corridor.
All right. Well, that is big news, and obviously that could be welcome news, especially the folks in that part of town. Nathan Willett breaking this news here on KCMO Talk Radio. Appreciate you. Anything else that you want to add to this as we share this news with KCMO listeners?
I think some of the questions you have are still not completely answered in terms of the second part, but I can tell you right now that the Oak Street remaining open is now there.
Okay, so it's now there, and we'll see how it plays out and what the team adds to this part of the conversation as well. Nathan Willett, thank you so much for being here.
All right, thank you, Pete. Have a good one.
You as well. That's Nathan Willett, Northland Councilman on KCMO. The breaking news, the Royals are planning to look into not vacating Oak Street, updating those stadium plans, and basically trying to create a ballpark along with the other environment that they want around the ballpark without overtaking Oak, at least for now. Does that change your opinion? 913-408-7957. Is that enough for you to say, I was on the fence, or I was a no, and now I'm a yes? This is really, to me, going to be more exclusive to people who live down there and work down there and have businesses down there in that part of the crossroads. But it is interesting that it tells me they are listening to some of the feedback that they're getting, specifically from that part of town.